freak is peaking, and one may say the Bucks aren't having the greatest of seasons. They're aligning things. Giannis and Dame are getting to their best and forming a formidable partnership. The feel around town is that the best is yet to come. And Giannis? Yeah, what do I even say about the big man? Season after season, he has shown why he is the man for the Bucks, and he is causing problems this season as well. He has been unstoppable. The legend of Giannis Antetokounmpo is widely known. The superstar center has long served as a symbol of the Milwaukee Bucks, and his 2023-24 season performance against the Indiana Pacers was the best of any player to date. Giannis scored 54 points in 19 of 25 shots in 36 minutes of play, adding 12 rebounds in the process. This season, he leads all players in the league in points scored with 54. Wow! But what if I tell you the Bucks still lost? How would you feel if you got so far, but in the end, nothing of it mattered because you couldn't get your team over the line? Well, Giannis went through all of this, and even after scoring a season-high 54 points, his team was on the wrong side. That's criminal. They fell 126-124 due to some clutch shots late in the game by Indiana. At that stage, Milwaukee was 5-3 on the season, a record most teams would be thrilled with. But from the Bucks' perspective, they can be much better than what we have seen so far. The Milwaukee Bucks are aware of the fact that adjusting to new head coach Adrian Griffin to life without a proven core general is Drew Holiday, and integrating an all-star guard in Damian Lillard are all difficult tasks. Very difficult tasks. And so far, it has been a bumpy road for the Bucks, and they haven't fulfilled the standards set for them. Giannis Antetokounmpo himself spoke about their poor showings and made no excuses for their poor start to the season. It's a struggle. Okay, we can make excuses. There's a new player, there's a new coach. We can keep on making excuses and think that it's going to be okay, but that doesn't work in life. That doesn't work like that. While the change of environment as well as the integration of traded players has been a difficult ask for the Bucks, one guy who has found it very easy to perform while his surroundings are falling is Giannis Antetokounmpo. The guy is immense. He showed it against the Pacers with a franchise record 64 points to go along with 14 rebounds and 4 steals in a wild 140-126 win. Thank God they won that one. But that hasn't been the case mostly, although Antetokounmpo has been unreal this season. Michael Jordan was the only other player in NBA history to hit all 3 marks like Giannis in a single game back in 1990. This season, Antetokounmpo has scored 54, 37, and now 64 points in 3 games against the Pacers. In 39 minutes, Antetokounmpo finished with 48 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block in Houston's 112-108 defeat a while back. And the stats keep pouring in. For the second straight game, Antetokounmpo scored 40 points or more. He has scored 30 points or more 6 times. 27 double-doubles on the season. The 2-time MVP has at least that many in his last 7 games. Moreover, Antetokounmpo is averaging 37 points on 62.8% shooting, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.3 blocks, and 1.5 steals per game, while playing 37.8 minutes a night in his 4 games in January. Jeez, this guy is really unstoppable, and I bet he would have broken a lot more records by the time this video is uploaded. You know, he's that kind of guy. He loves scoring. He loves breaking records. He scored 48 points in a 112-108 loss to the Houston Rockets, while against the Spurs, Antetokounmpo had 44 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 block, and 2 steals in 39 minutes during a 125-121 victory. That day, Impact Antetokounmpo led all players in scoring and rebounds while adding a pair of steals and ending up 3 assists short of a triple-double in a winning effort. Wow! And what if I told you that Antetokounmpo has scored more than 40 points in 5 of the games he has played this year, and that he has scored at least a double-double in 4 of those 5 games? Yes, he has done that! He has hauled in 10 or more boards in 9 of his last 10 appearances. What a season he's having. And when you're having such a good season and you see your team struggling, it hurts you, and Giannis is hurting. The question remains, what answer do the Bucks have to the Giannis problem? Well, they played their move when they traded Dame Lillard. It's Dame time in the Milwaukee as they finished a 3-way trade that brought Damian Lillard to town and paired him with former MVP and NBA champion Giannis Antetokounmpo. They acted audaciously to acquire the highly sought point guard and were successful in a trade that can have far-reaching consequences. By doing this, they took a chance on their ability to restructure the team, preserve their chance at a championship, ensure the Greek Freak stays content in Wisconsin, as well as safeguard themselves in a world where one can quickly go from contender to pretender. Furthermore, they did all of this by utilizing this team's genuine championship hopes to prevent Lillard from seeking a forced move to Miami. They took the gamble, but did it pay off? Hold on. We're going to tell you that, but first, let's discuss some details of the deal that turned Lillard into a Buck. Drew Holiday, Tomani Kamara, and DeAndre Ayton are sent to Portland along with pick swaps in 2028 and 2030 and an unprotected first-round pick in 2029. Jesus, now that is one complicated trade, but you see, no pain, no gain. The addition of an all-star to this team is a great move. There were already rumors of Giannis himself leaving for far greener shores when his contract would have ended. Within the NBA, it is widely known that Giannis is a short or medium-time player despite having already won a championship. Though he is eligible for a contract extension next summer, most predicted before this blockbuster deal that he would eventually head for easier-to-win pastures when his contract is up in 2 seasons. This deeply held worry in Milwaukee became even more troubling after Giannis' own words last month, which made the Lillard acquisition as much about creating institutional stability as it did about pure survival within the team's executive ranks. I would not be the best version of myself if I don't know that everybody's on the same page. Everybody's going for a championship. Everybody's going to sacrifice time away from their family like I do, and if I don't feel that, I'm not signing. Scary words from Giannis, but one thing is certain, this trade would tilt his mind, alter it, and make him think that the Bucks are going for the championship. And what else would he want? He could still leave. Even in cases where superstars are paired together, there are no guarantees. The Brooklyn Nets can tell you very well, but having Lillard certainly shift the odds in the Bucks' favor, and it also heads off the looming belief that if things went poorly for Milwaukee this season, it might have put Giannis on the front line exploring his options next summer, as Dame did this past one. Yeah, enough talk about off the court. Let's talk about on the court and how this new partnership is performing in the Eastern Conference, while some calling the Bucks the best team in the conference on paper. Well, how true is this? Giannis, Dame, and Khris Middleton make a great team. Lillard's offensive firepower alone relieves a great deal of pressure off his co-star in the offensive department, especially if and when Middleton is either sidelined, as he frequently was during the previous season, or is unable to take over crucial games. The start of the season went nicely for them, with the Bucks being on a 5-game winning streak. Additionally, it appeared that Giannis, Antetokounmpo, and Damian Lillard finally mastered teamwork. In their recent games together, they played fantastically, with both putting on incredible performances. Against the Dallas Mavericks and Jordan Poole and company, Dame and Giannis combined for 67 points and 64 points respectively. Arenas made a thorough analysis of the Bucks' early success when they were 10-4 in the regular season, ranking 3rd. The Wizards legend believed Lillard and Giannis had figured out how to play together as teammates, but there was still a problem in their lineup. The other 3 are still trying to figure out how they can play. Arena spoke about the chemistry in the Bucks starting lineup, as Milwaukee had put Khris Middleton, Malik Beasley, and Brook Lopez on the floor to start the game alongside Lillard and Giannis. Middleton's injury scares have led to a decline in his performance, while Brook Lopez's performance has also taken a hit since Dame arrived in Milwaukee. It still feels like the Bucks are a team in transition, still trying to figure out their best players. In the early going off the regular season, the Bucks' defensive rating was 24th in the league. That posed a significant challenge for them, given that no team with a defense ranking worse than 11th from 2013 to 2022 managed to win a championship. Denver broke that norm and won the title last season, ranking 15th in defense. Milwaukee, however, is among the worst defensive teams in the league based on its 24th ranking, and they might lose the playoffs as a result of that performance. Offense slows down drastically during the playoffs as teams get more time to scout their opponents during a 7-game series, and Milwaukee's bad defense can close all gates for them. With almost 36 games of the season played, their rotten defense is showing no sign of improvement. Even now, the Bucks are ranked 21st in defensive rating, allowing teams to score 115.9 points per 100 possessions per NBA.com. That's crazy. Yup, they're struggling and struggling very badly. In the past, a poor defensive effort would not have lived up to the Bucks' standard, but this season, it is much closer to their standard. In the match against the Rockets, they scored 63 points in the first half. The Bucks trailed by 20 points at halftime. When the team returned for the second half, Bucks coach Adrian Griffin went with rookie wing Andre Jackson Jr. in place of Malik Beasley to go with the rest of the Bucks' typical starting lineup, and it didn't work out. The game was lost, and so was the head of Antetokounmpo. He devoted 7.5 minutes to a passionate tirade about why the team's ultimate goal of winning an NBA championship required them to improve defensively. Offense is gonna be there some nights, and some nights it's not going to be there, Antetokounmpo explained. Your defensive effort, though, has got to be there, and defensively, our effort was not there. There was no pride. Guys were just driving the ball, straight line drive, getting to the paint, over helping, shooting threes, offensive rebounds. There was nothing. This was not the Milwaukee Bucks. This is not who we are. If their defense doesn't improve, they're going to be in all sorts of trouble. I mean, not every time Lillard and Giannis bail them out as they did against the Spurs. The presence of Giannis and Dame was heavily felt in the fourth quarter when they scored 23 of Milwaukee's last 24 points. They were there that night, but for how long? Lillard and Giannis are a team in the making. They have the talents, but do they have the execution? Can they bring a championship home is a question that will take some months to answer, but for now, they're all that the Bucks have. Griffin laid this out himself. When we need a basket, you're going to put those two in action. How successful will this plan be? Only time will tell, and how successfully will Giannis adapt to this new environment, new teammates, new coach? The initial signs are good, but can he maintain it? One thing is for sure, Ball Empire be there to tell you everything. For now, our time is ended. But hey, don't fret. We'll be back soon with tons of amazing content. Till then, go like and subscribe.